Okay, so we're standing in front of Doug's favorite case, and so tell us what we got here and why it's your favorite. Hi guys, welcome back to the Hardly High YouTube channel. I'm Jacob, and this is
Doug Moore,
and we got Josh with us over here on the other side. We wanted to interview Doug and talk about the stuff that he has here. He's got just a fabulous collection of antiques and toys and fun and rarities in here. But Doug, before we talk about the stuff that's here, I always like to go back. How did you start buying and selling, collecting? The first time you can remember buying, selling, or collecting an item.
I was taking my dog out, I had a Brittany Spaniel, teaching it to hunt, and I came on a dump that people had been digging, and I decided to take the dog home. That was 1970.
1970.
So I got a gunny sack and a shovel, went back, and here I am 53 years later.
Okay, Doug, let me ask you a question. What did you find that first trip out in the guinea sack? What'd you find?
Quite a few old bottles, but
okay.
I didn't realize that a little stain in them hurt. I was trying to sell them at prices that I heard about.
Okay.
But didn't work out too well, so I figured, but I enjoyed that, so I thought I better do it, and here I am.
How old were you? Do you remember?
Well, let's see, 1970, so then I was 39.
39, okay, so you started at 39 years old,
Yeah.
actually digging and hunting, is that right?
Right.
Okay, so between then and now, talk to us a little bit more about how you went forward. So you bought the bottle, or you dug the bottles up and tried to sell them. You couldn't get them sold, it sounds like.
No.
Tell us about that story.
I actually did sell some. I went to a flea market in Indianapolis, south of Indianapolis, and sold some and saw all of the stuff that was available.
Yeah.
And I think I sold like $200 worth of stuff the first trip I made.
Wow.
And,
Okay.
and at that time, I was making $600 a month, and I thought, man,
This is a better
This is
way of
easy.
making money here.
But I went back the next week and sold like $35.
Oh,
So I thought,
Back to reality.
if I want to keep doing this, I've got to get into it a little more.
okay.
And so I started buying, and that's the whole story.
So after you did that first dig, did you go back to the same hole and try and get some more stuff with the shovel?
Well, I did, but then it was already, then I had pretty well dug it out, so
Okay.
I found very little, but I did find some other dumps later on, and I kept digging those when I was a much younger man. I can't do that now.
Okay.
But yeah, I kept bottles, started out with just bottles and jars, and really enjoyed it, and now
Okay.
I'm into a little bit of everything.
Awesome. Okay, so you said you decided you're going to go ahead and start buying and selling. What kind of items did you start in the beginning of focusing in on? What was you buying and selling?
Well, I tried to learn more about the advertising. I've always enjoyed that, and toys. And fruit jars was my biggest love to start with, and
Yeah.
I got into some really good, we got lucky and got into some really good jars, and then
Okay.
found out a lot more about the business. And there again, same thing, you have to learn the hard way sometimes. I bought some of the wrong things, and then I bought some great things.
So you said something really interesting that I'm trying to help people that are just entering into this business, give them encouragement. Is one of the best ways to learn is buy it and sell it.
Right.
And that's what you just said in a roundabout way.
Right.
Is you took a couple hard lessons. It sounds like maybe overpaid for some things or didn't quite understand it when you bought it, but you learned through that process.
Well, and I'm still learning later on. You know, times have changed, and people's likes and dislikes have changed. And so now some of the things that I used to buy and make good money on, I don't even buy. It's
What are one of those categories? Can you share?
well, early toys,
Early
some of the
toys.
really early toys. The older people that like them passed away, and the newer millennials don't care too much for the things
the
that
younger
we like.
crowd.
Right.
So the early toys, you're talking about like some of the early iron toys and stuff like that?
Well, the iron toys,
or the
it-
penny toys, or what are we talking about when you say early?
The one thing about toys, if it's good, a rare piece, it's still good, even with what I said. But the more common stuff or damaged stuff is just absolutely not worth
Okay.
not worth buying.
Yeah. Okay. So let's fast forward some more. So you started buying and selling, you started learning categories. How did you get to where you are today? Like, did you start going to antique shows, or did you set up at malls, or how did you? What was the process?
Well, I went mostly to this flea market for quite a few years, and then graduated to the what they called Collector's Caravan in Indianapolis,
Okay.
and did that for many years.
Okay.
Then I did the Indie Ad Show, of which later in 2000 I bought that and went from there. So I've just been the whole round.
So you bought the show.
Yes,
That was which one was it?
the Indie Ad and Antique Advertising Show.
Okay, the Indian and do you guys still have a show there?
Nope, I had it for 12 years, and then my partner bought me out.
Okay. Oh wow! So you've done a little bit of everything in this business. It sounds like.
I've been the whole route.
Okay.
What got you into the antique malls?
Well, there's a good place to sell, and here at the Heart, I've been in here since actually 2 months before they opened in '98.
Yeah.
When they opened, they let the dealers come in for 2 months to get into showcases. And so I have been in here 25 years, and it's obviously a good place to be, or I wouldn't be here this long.
Right.
Love it.
And I'm sure here, even over the last 25 years, you talked about market change. You still see that change happening, I'm assuming.
Every day.
Yeah.
Every day it changes. Things go in and out, up and down. Tastes just change. Yep.
Okay. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to flip this around. We're going to walk through his showcases with Doug and let him kind of talk about some of the items that he has here, maybe where he got them, and some more background. So
Before we do that,
Oh,
can
go
we
ahead.
do one thing?
Yeah.
What is your most favorite piece that you've ever bought and sold?
Most favorite piece, hard to believe, but 1976, I can still remember this one. I bought a very large glass jar, and it was a label under glass, and it was called Cupid Pickles.
Cupid Pickles.
And it was from the 1896 World's Fair.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
And it said that on it. It had, it's like near as I can remember, 10 or 12 Cupids on it. But
Yeah.
I, at that time, got a divorce and I had to sell it. And the man that bought it was a very rich person from California. He took it to California and let it sit in an earthquake, and it's in millions of pieces right now.
No.
Man, that's so sad. Dang.
So you lost your favorite one.
The
That's
favorite one's gone.
It is going.
So are you on the hunt for another one, or?
Well, I've never seen or heard of another one.
Gotcha.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
And I said 96 is the 1892 World's Fair. but-
1892 World's Fair. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, that is that's crazy, and
That's
it
something.
destroyed in an earthquake in California.
Man.
And then my second favorite piece of just that is what they call a bull's head perfume machine. And it was a bull's head
Perfume machine.
perfume machine.
Okay.
And it was a bull's head, and it had two horns. You pull the horn, you put a penny in, you pull the horns down, and it shot perfume in your face. You know,
Really?
back in the late 1800s, early 1900s, people didn't take baths all the time, so they could smell better.
That is interesting.
got
I've never even heard of
perfume.
that. That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
And it was a penny. A penny.
Yes.
And is it like a stand-up machine or?
Yeah, it was cast iron. No, it went on the wall. It was cast
Oh,
iron,
wall, okay.
probably 2 feet tall, and
Okay.
maybe 14 inches. Well, wasn't that? Probably 10 inches in diameter.
Okay.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I haven't seen one of those
I've
either.
not seen one. That's pretty special.
Oh, I probably got a lot of stories.
Thousands of stories. Well, story time with Doug. There we go. New segment. Let's look at some of your showcase. I want to hear some background on some of the stuff in there. So we're going to go mobile.
Well, it's tins. Most of these are from 1890 to about 1950. As you can see, they're things that are not made anymore. And they are just, the graphics on them are great compared to what they do today. And these are tin instead of cardboard or, something like that. One that I really like is the Devil. It was a poison bottle.
Where am I looking at here?
Right
Oh, right here in the middle.
right
Okay.
here,
Yeah, let's
right.
look at it. Okay. Where'd you find that at?
Well, I bought that in Colorado this summer.
Okay.
And anything that has a devil, and like this is not in good shape, but
Yeah.
it's an auto body tin.
Okay.
And that's probably 1920.
Okay.
But just things like that.
So you like those kind of interesting things?
Yeah,
Okay.
And they sell very well.
They sell well. Okay.
Yep. And then I get into
Big Keystone fire truck up
Keystone
there.
Fire truck. Yeah.
That's fun. Now, Doug, you just mentioned you were out west buying. How many different? Where all do you go to find your stuff?
Well, I don't. I even though you're in the auction business, I don't go to auctions. I just find that I can find more stuff in malls, in houses. I get into houses once in a while, and I just have more luck that way.
Okay. Well, that's good.
There's stuff all around if you just know where to look.
Yeah.
But I drive a lot. Like my wife and I, who just passed away, used to leave Indianapolis at June the 1st, get home September the 1st, and we have an RV, and we would be on the road for 90 days, drive 10,000 miles, and I would bring home any place from 300 to 600 items.
Wow. So you did a 3-month road trip and
Right.
looking for stuff. That is
And
awesome.
did that for 15 years.
For 15 years.
So when you get 600 pieces, that's a little bit of merchandise.
Absolutely.
It takes a while to sell.
Absolutely. Well, that's special. Man, those got to be some great memories.
And then one of my favorite things are occupational shaving mugs.
Okay, so for the people that don't understand what you mean, can you talk to us a little bit about the occupational shaving mugs?
Well, actually, none of these are an occupational. I have over 200 more at home. Well, I do. This one is a butcher's.
This one's a butcher.
He was a butcher.
Mm-hmm.
And then the others are just decorative mugs, although that one is a fraternal.
So what are the age of these mugs?
1890 to 1920.
1890 to 1920.
1880, really.
Okay.
The gentleman went into the barber shops, and due to skin disease, everybody got their own mug and their own brush, so the guy that had the skin disease did not use that brush on your face.
Now, would they keep those at the barber shop?
Yes.
Okay.
Big cases, and then they also personalized them and put their names on them.
Okay, so for the beginning collector out there that maybe have never understood why these were collectible, that we got some backstory here that we're sharing with you. So occupational shaving mugs, not just occupational, but any shaving mug would have a name on it. A lot of them have names on it, and it was so that they wouldn't spread disease out, and these would be held at the actual barber. That's a great story. I bet a lot of people have never heard that before.
That is correct.
That is wonderful. Tell us about your candy containers. You have quite a few.
Well, and I'm in the candy containers. I really like them. In the 1920s to the 50s, they made candy, and they would fill up with these little pebble-like candies, and then they would sell them, and the kids liked them so much, they would pick out the ones they liked. Now, there's several common ones, like the telephones and trains and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But some of these go up as high as $10,000 to $15,000.
Wow.
Not, but the average one is, just maybe $50 to $500.
Yeah. What's the best one you've ever owned candy container?
I can't think of the name. Fanny. I can't think of the name, but it was $3,500.
Wow.
They're very scarce. They're kitchen items. They're the bedroom set, kitchen. There's like 5 different pieces of it.
Okay.
They're very hard to find.
Okay. Now, Josh, you were pointing something out over here. What was you wanting to ask about here?
No, I just saw he's got some hillbilly wind-ups. So I was like, that looks like me and you.
It's you and me. There we go. There's the owners of the Heart of Ohio Antique Center right there. If you didn't know who we are, that's Josh. Which one are you, Josh? The short one or the
one,
really
I
short
guess.
one? So that means I'm this guy? I love it. All right. So, so what about this case, Doug? You got a little bit of everything. A little Abner band in there. And
Well, the best piece, and here's the Hudepohl beer sign.
the Hudepohl beer sign. Let's go down there and show that.
The date on that is 1933, which when Prohibition went off, and the red mark on there indicates the day that Prohibition stopped. If you can,
So April the 7th.
That's really
April
cool.
7th, 1933, and that was the day Prohibition went out.
Okay.
It's local, Cincinnati, Ohio.
That is a nice little tray.
Wow, that is special. Okay.
Yep.
All right, well, let's look at this last case here and tell us what we got in there. We got sand toys. We got a little bit of everything, it looks like.
And toys and all kinds of Christmas, Halloween, although most of Halloween all sold because we just got through with it, and although there's a couple up in the top.
Wonderful Christmas
But
toys.
This was, unfortunately, it was my wife's items who
Yeah.
passed away this year.
Oh,
But
So sorry
I
about that.
Put them in here. There's just a little bit, as you can see, I get into a little bit of everything. And if you really want to be successful in this business, don't do just one item, because you either have a good show or you have a terrible show.
Yeah.
I myself very seldom have a terrible show or in the mall, because you have to have different items for different people.
Yeah.
If you have just one thing, they like it or they don't like it.
Yeah. Well, let's walk around and look at the inside of your booth over here as well.
Okay.
What'd you bring in today?
Well, this jewelry sign, it came from Colorado Springs, Colorado this summer, and I just got it out.
Wow, that's
That was
fun.
made, it's a little newer sign for me. It was made in 1950.
Yeah.
It is double-sided, but it was in this Bob Caro's jewelry shop in Colorado Springs for, well, up until 2020, and then he passed away.
Okay.
I also just brought in the bandana, the Grover Cleveland, and can't even remember.
Thurman.
Thurman, yeah. Thurman.
So Cleveland and Thurman, this was a bandana. Okay, when they're running for president and vice president, that's got to be a pretty rare piece.
1888. It's not bad. It's not one of the really rare. One of my favorite pieces I've ever seen is the Rin Tin Tin.
Oh wow, check it out.
Collar piece. You see the dog collar pieces
Yeah.
quite often, but you don't see Rin Tin Tin.
Rin Tin
That's
Tin
the
Dog
only-
Supply Center.
That's the only one I've ever seen.
And then they're going to ask how much that one is. That one's priced at $270, $295. Okay, that is special. I've never seen one of those.
That's what I try to find. I do more with the oddball stuff than I do anything else. If I find something I've never seen in 53 years of doing this, then I know it's something I should buy.
Wow, that's awesome. Well, listen, Doug, thank you so much for letting us interview you. We greatly appreciate it.
Thank you.
And we'll get this up there. And yeah, Josh, any last words here?
That's a great booth. He's got a lot of really neat stuff. Does well here in the mall. Everybody loves coming in here, walking around, seeing what he's got on the walls. Great little step back in history and learning some things.
So when you come,
No, thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Okay, thank
so
you.
when you come here to the Antique Center, just turn right all the way to the end. 12. I'm sorry.
27.
What is it again? 1127. I was going to say 1211. Yeah, 1127. That's the one you want to come into. 1127. Come visit Doug. Buy something from him, and man, we appreciate
I've been
these
told
guys. What have you been
that
told?
If you have more than 3 of something, or if you have 3 of something, you collect them.
Correct.
And of course, the duck.
The duck. Oh, there you go, Josh. You better buy that duck.
It's a bottle opener. That's cool.
It's a bottle opener. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to our other channel
At Burner Brothers and
at Burner Brother Antiques.
Burner Brother Antiques.
Yeah.
And check out Jacob's auction too. Burner auction.
Oh, there we go. Thanks, guys. Later.